Consolation rounds begin this beautiful day 2 in Hamilton. So the consolation round is about to get underway, and let's take a look at how these two stack head-to-head. Allie, my goodness, when you look at the season records, very close between these two. But you are a former Cape Breton Caper yourself, 2024 U Sports Women's Soccer Player of the Year at that, and you know that these two programs haven't met each other, so this is a monumentous occasion here on the national stage.
It's really going to be something new coming from both teams. They've never played against each other before, so it'll be interesting to see how they match up against each other. They're both very good teams, but there's also other factors playing into this game. It's raining, it's wet, it's cold. The ball's going to be slipping and moving quickly, so it's going to be interesting to see how both teams come out.
And when you look at the way that the starting lineups are shaking out, very similar to day 1 of this tournament. However, a note for the Cape Breton Capers, number 22, Sarah Baker, is out of the lineup, not dressing today. And that could potentially be a big gap for them, given how crucial she was, played a full 90 in that quarterfinal. And as a rookie, she was the 2025 Jubilee Rookie of the Year. So without Sarah Baker in the lineup or even on the bench. And speaking of on the bench, Allie, yesterday truly was a showcase of the talent of coming off and getting the job done. And we're going to talk even more about that once the semifinal rounds get going and you look at who scored game winners, who scored, first and big clutch moments. For the Capers, it really was, they did all they could. They opened scoring early in the second half, coming through 0-0. And that shows a resilience, that shows also that they knew they needed to get the job done. Unfortunately, they did fall 2-1 to Laval. But when you think about that, and especially as a former U Sports player, you still play, you're with League One Ontario, but what does that mean to be able to come out and have that mental shift and that adjustment to just get after it?
All you could ask for, honestly, all you're working for all year long is to have that seamless team, have people who could come in, jump into that starting 11, and nobody would even know. To be able to come in and perform and do your job, and that's all you want. The girls have been working all year for this. They've been training and trying to really see what type of different things they could do, what type of different combinations they could have in order to come out on top. And every team, we spoke to them on Wednesday, every team was just telling us how that's exactly what they've been working for all year. They've had players on the bench hop in and be that goal scorer, that game winner, that they all took part in getting towards the net and finishing.
And that's likely what both these teams are going to need to dig into, because in a sort of a rare twist, Cape Breton and Guelph, their two starters were their goal scorers, but that wasn't really the case for a lot of other teams. So for Cape Breton, you had the big goal by Audrey Roy, first goal of the tournament at that, and that established that lead in the 49th minute. She did get the start. She played a full 90. Then you look at Olivia Brown, who scored the penalty kick, I should say, in the 85th minute to tie a very, very tight game with the best in the country, the UBC Thunderbirds. So that was a really pivotal moment there too. It would be really nice to see how they manage players and who they can get to be the hero of today. As mentioned, it is raining in Hamilton, Ontario. It is a little cool as well in the air. We'll talk weather. I like this. I get to put my weather hat back on. It's about 9 degrees Celsius. As mentioned, that light rain. Wind gusting, though, this will be something to watch. Right now, the wind is quite light. We're not seeing the flags move very much on the field or even up high near the Ron Joyce Stadium signboard. But according to the weather in Hamilton, we could be seeing gusts up to about 38 kilometers per hour. I'm not anticipating that we're going to see that soon, but that is a possibility. Let's hope not. Let's hope it's just the rain. I know Allie's going, you know, you mentioned rain in the forecast, and here it is, but I'm not in control of this.
I don't know about that. Some things you've been saying, they've been happening.
Sometimes.
I'm a little worried.
Oh, and there's a great shot of the crowd earlier. They, of course, plenty of umbrellas, and the school kids are back. I saw them actually filing into the athletic center, and now we have the teams walking on the field. We've got Guelph today in their black kit. Looking for Guelph in their black kit. As mentioned, they were wearing white yesterday, and there we see Ella Cahill making her way in, and she's certainly one of our players to watch. Just by the numbers, 120 minutes. We talked about having to go to overtime. That's 120 minutes played. She had one shot, but more than that, Allie, you were talking about her. She was just a presence out there, and it felt like she was going to generate something.
She was really getting involved in every play out there, distributing, and making her way down the line, which was great to see. She was using her speed to her advantage, and I'm intrigued to see how she's going to use that today.
And speed will, and has been, and will be a factor here, and how you can get ahead, up ahead. Time now for the national anthems.
Stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
There's too many papers.
Délaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest. Le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine, parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back to Ron Joyce Stadium in Hamilton, Ontario. Day 2 of the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship, hosted by McMaster. But you have a view of the Guelph Gryphon team as they get set. The number 8 seed coming into this, the OUA finalists. They fell to the UBC Thunderbirds in yesterday's quarterfinal. They'll be taking on the number 4 seed AUS champion Cape Breton Capers. And it is a rainy day in Hamilton. The field is likely quite wet, expecting to see some slips and slides who knows? I know that the players at least have been able to warm up in these conditions, which is very important. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Allie Rowe, the 2024 U Sports Women's Soccer Player of the Year, and so much more than that, Allie. It's been such a treat to learn from you, and you know this game so well, especially on the U Sports side, 5 years with Cape Breton. And for you, these conditions, you know something about them.
Yeah, it's a whole different game when it starts to rain, honestly. It's going to be very slick. The ball's going to be moving quick. They won't get as many chances to slip the ball past the defensive line like they were doing yesterday from both sides, because it's just, they're not going to be able to get on the end of it. But another thing they can use to their advantage is shooting on the net. It'll be very easy to slip it past the goalies.
And we are underway here. It is 0-0 to start. And moving quickly. We know that these two teams want to get on the board quick, especially for the Gryphons, a team that has only scored on a penalty. It was a beautiful goal by Olivia Brown against a very difficult keeper in Dakota Beckett, but still, they would love to get a goal in the flow of the game. As for the Cape Breton Capers, they had to wait until the second half to get going.
As did many other teams yesterday. We actually didn't have many goals in the first half.
No, it was truly Toronto just coming in. Maddie Ma very quick within the first 2 minutes. I believe it was at the 1 minute, 10 second mark, scoring the fastest goal of this year's tournament. We also have a look at our referee today. Our officials have been so fantastic throughout this event so far, but Laura Hall is the referee. We've got Natalie Berry, Helena Iranpa, and the fourth official, Laura McNicholas. And they're coming in quick. So the Cape Breton Capers are in their orange and white kit. Really lovely look. I will say I am partial to the color orange, although a little bit of that too with the Gryphons with their red, gold, and in this case, black kit.
These teams almost did a little bit of a switch. They were both wearing, the Capers were wearing black yesterday. The Gryphons were wearing white yesterday. Now they come into this game all swapped.
We're taking a look at our keepers, who have been absolutely fantastic, the goalkeepers throughout this tournament. For the Capers, it's Ellie Lancaster, and for the Gryphons, Sabrina Spano. And it's out to touch on the far side. Guelph trying to get a jump on it. They're feeling the hunger. Of course, they had the later match yesterday. Cape Breton, it was the same time, same place. To start the tournament, they opened it up against Laval. I mean, so far, some of the concerns we had about how the rain might play into this doesn't seem to be a factor. But it's still in the early goings. So we are now 3 minutes into the match.
The rain also seems to have died down a little bit, so no downpour right now. Hopefully it stays that way.
Talia Hamilton finds Jasmine Burke. Burke, a player that Allie Rowe has played against. So while you may not have played against Guelph, you've certainly faced some of their talent.
Quite a few of them, and they're in the League One circuit.
League One Ontario, and Allie Rowe over here, the Golden Boot winner for this past season. Congratulations on that, and a tremendous performance.
Thank you, thank you. I try my best.
Very humble about it too, and that's what we're seeing for most student athletes when it comes down to it. Just a love of the game, of course, but also so much projecting to the team and making sure that everyone knows that they're the reason they're successful. And while the quarterfinals did not go the way that both of these sides wanted, they get a chance to be with their team once more here in the consolation bracket. They are fighting for a chance to play again tomorrow, the lone Saturday game, which is the consolation final, the fight for 5th. It's about pride, it's about playing, it's about getting another opportunity to test yourself against one of Canada's best teams.
And it's about setting yourself up for next year.
Yes, a really great point. It is about seeding as well. And you learn so much. Right now, the Gryphons able to defend well, giving chase. Emma O'Connor, check that. Grace Hannaford. Grace Hannaford, the Nike player of the game yesterday for the Gryphons. Just her all-around presence. Having such a factor here could be something. Sabrina Spano watching on. The Gryphons only had 5 shots total, 3 on target in their match against UBC yesterday. So they're likely going to want to increase that here today and have a better showing of what they can do. UBC just dominated that performance despite it being a very close contest and needing that overtime.
So far, the game's primarily played in the Guelph's half. Cape Breton doing a great job moving the ball around, playing around the back line. Haven't really broke through that back line just yet, but it's still early.
You have a throw in here.
Looking like they might go for a longer throw.
McKenna Bowser. Sent back into the bench area.
Hannaford really getting her steps in today. She's all over the pitch, all over the ball, not giving anybody time to breathe.
Capers' Madeline Hatfield did not play in the quarterfinal, does get a start here, number 21. From Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, a 4th year. She's a 3-time AUS champion. Now a chance for McKenna Burt to get going. Lots of soccer going on this weekend, and U Sports on CBC has all the action. The 2025 U Sports Men's Soccer Championship is coming live from Varsity Stadium in Toronto. You can catch exclusive coverage on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. Right now, it's the women's first consolation semifinal, battling in the light rain of Hamilton, Ontario.
See Cassie McKinty up top for the Capers. She didn't start yesterday, but she's putting in the work today, getting them up the pitch.
And she played 7 minutes against Laval, coming in when Tara Isama appeared to have a bit of an injury and needed some time off the field. And she was noticeable. 7 minutes, and we were talking about her and noticing her presence out there. And such a great reminder for all the players watching that doesn't matter how many minutes you have, you can make every single one count.
She is very fast up top, and the Guelph defense will have to adjust to that, because if they slip her through, she's going to use that speed and she'll be gone.
We saw Ellie Lancaster just come out of her penalty area a little bit, getting up ahead. She had 5 saves, facing 7 shots from Laval, 7 shots on goal from Laval, and 2 goals conceded.
We just love these keepers coming out and staying aggressive all game long.
It's what you love to see. It must be such a confidence boost, of course, when your team knows they've got you. Guelph is able to stay ahead there. Katie Kimmins Katie Kimmins, who herself had a bit of a collision in the game with UBC, but she's clearly unfazed, working through it. And that's the thing, those injuries, you said it, Allie, sometimes it's just the wind getting knocked out of you. Doesn't make it any less uncomfortable.
No, sometimes you just need to take a minute, but
we're seeing Guelph in the Capers half, kind of for the first time really in this match. We're in the 11th minute. 0-0. You can see a little bit of wind on our favorite corner flag, as Allie and I have dubbed that one. That's where so many corners, I wish we had kept track of it, but let's just say at least a dozen, if not more, were from that very corner. None scored from there, though.
I'd have to say there was probably a dozen in that first game alone.
Oh,
that
yes.
corner was popular.
Oh, what a stop there at Lancaster, able to track that one nicely.
Great work from Hatfield getting that ball out of danger. And it's right back near our favorite corner.
It's our favorite corner, and yet one of the only ones from the broadcast booth that almost gets a little bit cut off out of view. You have to crane your neck slightly. Beautiful nonetheless. And just talk about what the ball, by the way, Allie, like when it gets wet like this, how does the ball feel? Does it must change and be a bit of a different...
You know, it feels a little heavier since there's a bunch of water on it, you know. It's very, very slick. You could try, this is not a game you want to do a bunch of fancy footwork, because you might try to pull that ball back and completely forget the ball.
Here comes Jasmine Burke in to deliver nicely up ahead. It does get headed up high this time. And it was the Cape Breton match against Laval where it was just headers all around, from defense to offense to trying to score goals. In the end, Sophie Crother was the one to get the lone header goal in the quarterfinal Thursday.
An impressive goal, I might add.
Trinity Western Spartan able to win that match 3-1. Another corner. This time doesn't get in close at all. The Gryphons trying to stay in the attacking third. Placed up nicely into the air. Trying to get the volley. Olivia Stavropoulos, number 7. She played 62 minutes yesterday off the bench.
Guelph really turned on, really trying to keep that ball in the Caper end and not let it come out. They want that goal.
Right now it is Guelph with 3 shots, 1 on target. Cape Breton with none registered at all so far. Slip through. So 3 shots, and yesterday they had, for the entirety of the match, 5 against UBC. Olivia Rizakos, the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Player of the Year, number 10 for the Gryphons, getting to work, and she was a very notable presence as well. One of those who played the full 120 minutes. Had 1 shot, but for Olivia Rizakos, she just knows that if eyes are on her, that does offer some opportunities for other players. She would have loved to put the team on her back and force a major upset. They could have toppled the T-Birds, but just wasn't meant to be yesterday. Leah DeCipio, academic All-Canadian, played full 90 yesterday as well. Guelph tried to slip it into the box, but away comes the Capers. They can't maintain possession though, far side. Great patience.
Capers really doing a high press, pressing as a unit, which makes it hard for the Gryphons to come back at them once they lose the ball. Great ball movement from McKinty and Hannaford.
Hannaford is a joy to watch just to see her skill on display, but Jasmine Burke, of course, great in that 1v1 as well. As we see goalkeeper Sabrina Spano watch on, she also played, of course, she was there for the full 120 minutes. Raising 9 shots on target, made 7 saves. Gryphons, the beautiful through pass. Now Rizakos, she has the space. How will she manage this little slip ball? It gets scooped up by Lancaster.
Those were the slips we were talking about, Daniela. Those are the hard ones that yesterday it would have been fine. She probably would have made it to that, but because it's wet, the ball moves quicker. It jumps, it skips.
It's such a great reminder because you almost can't tell looking on your screen that it is just this constant, it's just a light rain that's happening here. And more than that, it's now been happening for at least an hour or more. I know our fantastic camera operators, they're waterlogged as well. We appreciate all their work. Vanier Cup playoffs are on the way, but right now, staying dialed into the Capers and their potential opportunity. It's sent right back. Yes, Vanier Cup playoffs are happening next week. It's the UTEC and Mitchell Bowls. Happening noon Eastern, and a big save there by Sabrina Spano. Just know that U Sports champions are made in November, many of them, and that includes, of course, the Vanier Cup happening in 2 weeks' time. But to get there, you've got those big bowl games. Be an exciting weekend ahead for those players. Right now, Guelph, Olivia Brown, the lone scorer so far for the Gryphons in this tournament. See McKenna Bowser with the throw-in. And there is another lively crowd here. Cape Breton had the benefit of having 1,500 students yesterday in the crowd. There's a couple classes here today. They've got the umbrellas on and in great spirits at Ron Joyce Stadium. Bit of a lively atmosphere.
It'll be interesting when the teachers all send these kids home soaking wet today.
And we want to talk about the head coaches as well for these programs for the Gryphons. Shane Campbell and Ness Timmins of the Capers. Ness Timmins beloved. In fact, Capers play on Ness Timmins Field in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Now things getting lively here. We're in the 19th minute. Still 0-0. The only team, well, check that. Both teams have had a shot on target.
But nothing that really tested the keeper in any way. With it being so slick, they should really use it to their advantage to slip it by. If you hit a ball on the ground, it will skid. The goalie will not be ready for that to get that by them.
Burke in control once more. A Guelph native. Playing in her final year, and that's something as well to be mindful of, is that for one of these two teams, this is it for the tournament. There won't be another match with their teammates. And you know the feeling, Allie, because you've played in U Sports, that it's always bittersweet when you get to the end of your campaign, because every single year you're losing players who are graduating. Now Guelph coming in. Oh my goodness, deflected up and over.
A great save from Lancaster. I don't know what happened there. A little slip up from Hatfield, and it just managed to trickle by. And Brown went in for the shot and just couldn't finish. That was a great step by Lancaster to come out for that one. It's a little tricky, but it is harder when they come running out at you. It's a little stressful. They close down the area. Great step.
And now we have another corner in what's been dubbed the favorite corner. Can they make good here? Beautiful header out of trouble, but right back in it. Oh my, and the ball is bouncing everywhere. Ellie Lancaster handling that well.
Looks like she was almost apologizing to the Gryphons striker for bumping into her.
All right, when all the action was happening, yes, talking about the fact that teams, one of these two playing in their final match all together as a unit, and every team that makes it into nationals has had a storied season, one that they'll always remember, one that they'll, marked with success. When you look at the Capers picking up another conference championship, and this is their 16th appearance at nationals. How many nationals did you have a chance to be part of it here?
I think I was a part of 3 or 4. I think 4 of them, actually.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
So 4 chances to play on this kind of stage. Allie Rowe, that's just remarkable. So you know the feeling. You felt the highs and the lows, right?
All the highs, all the lows, Disappointing, didn't manage to come out with a medal in all my time, unfortunately, but still a great experience to go and play at this level against the best of the best with my team, of course.
It speaks to how challenging it is to medal in this tournament. Yesterday we started with 8 teams, and the hope was alive for all 8 that they could potentially take home hardware, and then by the end of the day, half of that, and by the end of today, half of that, when it comes down to who will be playing for the national title. Rizakos, she'd love to be back here tomorrow. Hannaford is hoping to find Cahill. Cahill, who was the Nike player of the game for Guelph.
Unfortunate miss there.
And away they come, the Gryphons. Having to be patient, get around Olivia Albright. These passes are connecting, although Rizakos having to do a little bit of extra work there.
Great save by Lancaster, kind of slipped out, but she still managed to keep that under wraps.
Yeah, she has faced the biggest threat so far of this match, as she did yesterday as well. 2 on target, but 5 shots overall. And the Vanier Cup, as mentioned, is taking place at Mosaic Stadium in Regina. The top 2 teams in Canadian football will play Saturday, November 22nd. You can get your tickets for the party on the prairies by visiting usportstickets.ca. 2025 Vanier Cup on November 22nd in Regina. Chase the glory. Consolation semifinal in Hamilton, Ontario. A very different feel for Allie and I today in the broadcast booth. We've had to sort of close the window in front of us a bit, which does sometimes make being able to see players' numbers a little bit tricky. You're kind of cutting through, a bit of a wet window. But more than that, I find it takes away a bit of the sound of the match that we were so pleased to enjoy yesterday. Although could feel that crowd reaction there.
We're very close to the crowd, so we'll never truly cut out their sound, but can't really hear the players calling for the ball, the coaches giving some instructions on the pitch.
And the communication is crystal clear. It's quite lovely to hear. Rebecca Drager for Guelph was in the mix, just passed back to Rizakos. Now McKenna Burt. In the midfield, the Gryphons looking for a way through.
Some great ball movement from the Gryphons. I just love to see when the ball's coming in and out.
Yeah, heel pass there to Rizakos. Oh my, can she set something up? It was a gorgeous cross.
Capers really needing to track those runs in from behind, making sure they're not open.
Rizakos is setting up her teammates for success. It's just about finding the players where they need to be. But the Gryphons have been building here in this first half. Just over 25 minutes in rather. And it's up and into the grandstand. You see some of the umbrellas poking out.
So far this game's looking pretty evenly matched. A lot of back and forth. Just happen to spend a little time in the Capers side, then we switch over to Guelph and come right back to the Capers side.
Only one team was unable to score through the quarterfinals. That was the host McMaster University. I know they so badly wanted to get a rambunctious home crowd on their feet for that, but it was a very difficult contest against the Montreal Carabins, who by far were the most dominant of all the quarterfinal matchups. And that's something to be said, is that both Cape Breton and Guelph were able to really stay in their matches.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Bowser hitting Hannaford on that long ball, slipping Hannaford through.
Big play there for the Capers, trying to stay in it, still inside the box.
Not getting too far. Alabi trying to swing that in with her right foot.
And it is wide. Sabrina Spano not tested early here in this match.
Looks like McKinty took a step out and Asama is back in the game.
Absolutely, and Tara Isama has a very fascinating story in that she's not a goalkeeper now, but she has been this season. In fact, was a transfer from Laurier. You would know a little bit more about her, though, Allie.
Yes, she did. She transferred from Laurier, coming off an ACL injury. And
my, Spano!
And what a goal!
Tara Isama does it! A beautiful goal for the Capers to get a first half marker here. Open scoring.
Talking about Tara Isama, she is a striker now. Is also the backup keeper, but you wouldn't know that today. Let's take a look at that great ball in from Bowser. Just over the top. The keeper kind of misjudges it, and Tara just slips in behind and pops that in the back. Great finish from Tara Isama.
Third year from Dundalk, Ontario. My, oh my.
And it's like we said, the defense has to track those runs from in behind.
You know, sometimes you set things up at the beginning of the match. You don't know how the dominoes are going to fall, but we talked about coming off the bench, right? And making a difference. And yesterday she was a starter. She did have to leave the match for about 7 minutes with injury. She came back in. She wasn't part of the starting 11 today, and yet difference maker instantly.
And getting another foul for her team.
First goal for the Capers in the first half of this tournament. Sabrina Spano, not an easy goalkeeper to get by, but it was well executed. Great crashing of the net. How does Guelph respond? They've been the team that's been putting the most offensive pressure out on the field. They've had corner opportunities as well. Olivia Albright up to Paige Allaby. Allaby now trying to shake off Burt. Beautiful ball through the legs, but Ellie Lancaster will settle it down. DeCipio to Isama. Nice play once more.
Phenomenal touch. Not sure how she managed to keep that one in or even turn it around.
Off the heel, and Katie Kimmins is sticking with Tara Isama in the 1v1 battles. And of course, she's also got to watch for number 6, Grace Hannaford. Olivia Rizakos looking to even out the score. Moving her team up along the right side of the field. Kept out of the box. Jasmine Burke puts it up nicely. Unfortunately, can't settle it down.
Great way to kick it out from Hatfield. The only thing is down the middle, not the most ideal place to clear the ball out. You're trying to get that ball far, wide, so you could reset.
And it's Olivia Brown who was set up nicely along the 6. Now has it up way high. And Guelph get a header. Capers in the orange and white. The Gryphons in the black with red and gold lettering. They'll try it now from the left side. Burke once more. Little slip to Rizakos. Rizakos trying to find a way, and beautiful pass. It's skied that time.
Rizakos really using her fancy footwork to get in the box there. Perfect ball played back, and just an unfortunate shot off, getting way too high.
Rizakos 11 goals in the regular season, 1 in playoffs, but 9 assists as well, and 1 in the postseason. So that's where her strength lies. She's able to score. She's also able to distribute. Be interesting to see if she decides to shoot herself a little bit more. She has not registered a shot on target yet.
Most of the time we're encouraging passing. Right now we're encouraging her to be a little more selfish.
Well, she did have the most shots on target of the team throughout this year, and I think that certainly does speak to its strength. But oh my goodness, the Capers in close.
That was a great save from Spano, really coming out of her box.
Oh my, and they just keep coming. Audrey Raw, by the way, was the one in close. Spano does get a touch on that. Able to keep it just a 1-goal game.
Ball went out wide again for Bowser, who decided to take a shot right away. Kind of caught Spano not looking. Almost caught her lacking there for a second.
They pounce so quickly, Allie, and you know this program so well. We have a corner opportunity for Cape Breton, their first of the match. Check that, it's their second of the match, rather. To deliver is Bowser. It's up. Still alive in the box, the Capers. Giving chase. Audrey Raw scored the first goal of the tournament yesterday. Just looking to add some more, extend the lead for Cape Breton. But not if Elise Bell has something to say with it. She also played 120 minutes yesterday. Rizakos comes in. Will she take the shot? Lancaster in danger, and the Gryphons. Oh, my.
That was a close one, and Lancaster really making those saves, but the defense has to clear that ball out. If she can't manage to get her hands on that, and it is popping back out, the defense has to be on that so they don't get that second shot while she's down.
So a bit of a sequence of action for the Gryphons now. We're in the 35th minute.
But again, we asked Rizakos to be a little more selfish, and there she was.
Tara Isama, who has the lone goal so far of this game, scored in the 29th minute. And boy, was that a big one.
That was definitely a late foul, not necessary at all. She was actually standing off the pitch when she got hit.
And it's Tara Isama who's down. And so referee Laura Hall is having some words.
Burke definitely didn't need to come through her back there. It's just unnecessary, and we don't need it. It's early in the game. No need for all of that physicality this early when you're not even standing on the pitch.
And while there might feel like there's so much on the line, you're playing for the pride of your school. This is a consolation semifinal. Chance to play one more time with your team tomorrow and play for the highest finish you can get, which would be 5th place at this juncture. So Isama, yes, Isama's just staying on the sideline right now. Beautiful delivery. This would be some revenge for the Capers. Audrey Roy tries to keep it herself, but the Gryphons Kimmins puts it ahead. Gets it well past the midfield. Now on the attack. They don't have the numbers though. So Roy, she has it, draws to her way. Kimmins.
Guelph's really trying to use those sidelines to get up into the Capers territory. But looks like the Capers are trying to do the exact same thing right back to them.
Leah DeCipio. Third year from Ottawa, Ontario. Cape Breton looking for some space from distance. It is wide, so Spano certainly was able to see it was going nowhere close that time.
No stress there, but she did a whole turn before she took that shot. She would have had that time to take that shot right away.
Hi everyone,
So the Gryphons that early on not only had possession but were taking the shots. Cape Breton now with 6 shots to Guelph's 7. Both have 4 shots on goal, and of course it's the Capers with a 1-goal lead. See, Tara Isama is back out on the pitch. We've seen one brace so far in this tournament. That was Sophie Crother, the Spartans. And by the way, Sophie then added an assist. So she's on the individual leaderboard right now when it comes to this tournament. 2 goals, 1 assist through just 1 match. And it was the difference. They were actually down by a goal, and then they came back 3-1, and it was all in the second half. Rizakos.
DeCipio loving that.
It feels like the crowd here in Hamilton is behind the Capers. That makes sense. I mean, the Gryphons are a known OUA rival. Sometimes that runs a little deep. And also there is friends and family for a number of these athletes from all the schools.
Not as many fans as yesterday. Probably not as many people want to sit out in the rain, but we do have a dedicated few. Loving the cowboy hat on the side.
Cowboy hat. Hey, if it works to keep the rain away, and I think it does. Elise Bell with the throw-in.
It's probably one of the best hats you can wear.
It certainly keeps it off your face, which half the time that's the battle that you want to win. You know you're going to be warm otherwise, or cold otherwise. And that tackle is going to cost Guelph.
Sam are really putting in the work up top, going into tackles, 50-50s, slide tackle just then, and getting fouls real close to the net.
Tara Sama played with the Simcoe County Rovers at one point, so close enough to home here in Ontario. Kick for the Capers, headed out, not quite cleared though. Still threatening Audrey Waugh. My oh my, the defense coming in big there for the Gryphons.
Audrey Raw always at the right place, the right time. Even if she doesn't manage to get ahead on it, she's there for that second ball in case it pops out. She's not going in for this corner though.
Okay, but look at the crowded box right now. All around Sabrina Spano for this corner. And to deliver Madeline Hatfield. It's up. It's dangerous. It's still alive. Tara Isama, she goes down. Now another chance. It's up high.
And one player's on the ground. It's not looking too good. Might be the head.
We'll take a moment here.
Looking like it might be Clark.
Yeah, sitting around her is Charlie Mitchell. Got Leah DeCepio.
I think she did go for the initial header. Not sure if she got a touch on that or if it was Spanu who managed to hit it out, but bit of chaos in the box on that one.
When these moments happen, these set pieces, Ali, I mean, given your extensive play at a very high level in soccer and your current play with League One, you know, what really happens in that moment? Because sometimes it seems like you have a lot of time to set up, but you really don't. And then all of a sudden that ball's coming through the air and an opportunity to score is right there.
No, ideally you don't have much time to set up. You really have to make sure you're communicating with the person on the ball who's sending it in.
Hold on, I just have to note here that Ellie Lancaster is being warmed up right now on the sideline. I didn't even think of how cold you must be as a goalkeeper.
Yes.
But sorry, go on ahead, Allie. I just had to point that out there.
Yeah, you really don't have much time on the ball. Here's the replay. Didn't really get to see the actual corner in that one and where she went down, but it's looking like she's up now and better. But you actually don't have much time on these balls coming in. And you really don't know what the other team's going to do, so you kind of have to adjust on the fly. It's very quick pace. As soon as that ball's kicked, you do have a play in mind, but it doesn't always go to plan.
Absolutely, right? That's the beauty of this game, and you can't, as you've said, and as many have said before you can control the controllables, and that's why, you know, we've only had really one goal off of a set play, and it was some added insurance for the Spartans, but big opportunity there, and it was Haley Clark who's up. She's walking along the sideline, but she's not currently back on the field. Haley Clark from Victoria, BC, a second year of eligibility. Academic All-Canadian as well.
A lot of academic All-Canadians out here today.
I know, a very smart bunch on this field. That's always what impresses me so much about U Sports athletes, is that not only are they at the top of their game, but they're also very often at the top of their class.
Cape Breton playing a man down right now, waiting for Clark to see if she's going to come back in the game.
So if you're Guelph, this is a big opportunity, of course. Try to get that tying goal. We're in the 45th minute here. There will be some added time, obviously.
Always added time.
Always added time, but also given the stoppage that just happened, we'll expect to have likely a few more minutes.
Looks like Albright dropped into the back to cover for Clark. Getting assessed on the side right now. Doesn't look like Cape Breton is looking to make a sub at the moment, just waiting for her to come back in.
We're trying to manage the fact that the locker room is just minutes away. How will they, oh no, I see a player looking to jump in here. Meanwhile, the action, Guelph still trying to come in, so.
Minimum of 3 minutes added time coming.
And that starts now.
Are getting a sub in for Cape Breton. Looks like might be Morgan Harris coming in on the pitch.
Capers with a 1-goal lead established in the 29th minute. Tara Isama herself had to take a moment off on the sideline when there was a big foul on her. I mean, Guelph plays with a bit of an edge, and you expect that. This is a chance to fight and get a win as well on the national stage. Both these teams defeated through the quarterfinals, and there's the substitution. Morgan Harris coming in, 4th year from Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. She did not play in the quarterfinals, so this is her first appearance at this year's tournament. It's kind of a fascinating note is she has played every defensive position as well, so just a very well-rounded player.
So one thing with the defense, all the positions are not drastically different, but you do have to adjust for everyone. And it's good to be able to move her between the different positions when you need her. That really ties into what we were saying for the last 2 days of those bench players being able to come in anywhere they are needed and make a difference.
And in this instance, truly be warm and ready for it, because you know that they're feeling it, sitting there in the rain, being ready to jump in and get going. Of course, we are in added time here in the first half. And the Capers, the team with a 1-goal lead. Well, they just had possession, but it's back to Guelph. McKenna Burt trying to work through the midfield, now to the far side. A big run up.
Bell trying to see if she can make her way all the way down that line to cross that ball in.
Bell had 2 goals, 2 assists in the regular season, 1 assist in playoffs. Also 4 shots on target though. She'd like to get going here. She had 1 on target for the Gryphons as well against UBC, and that will do for the first half. So a 1-goal lead for the AUS champion Cape Breton Capers. As Guelph will now need to figure out how they can come back, what it'll take to tie things up and potentially play spoiler here in this first consolation semifinal, the 2025 Women's Soccer Championship in Hamilton.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Unbelievable! History has repeated itself! Get the stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Welcome back to the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship, Day 2, the semifinal days, and this is the consolation game between Cape Breton Capers and the Guelph Gryphons, and it is the Atlantic champions with a 1-goal lead, courtesy of Tara Izama. She's not the only one, of course, making a difference for this side. Before the tournament, we got to know a little bit more about Leah DeCipio, who hails from Ottawa and is an academic All-Canadian.
Hi everyone, my name's Leah DeCipio. I'm a third-year right fullback for the Cape Breton Capers. My journey with soccer started when I was about 8 years old. I started at the Ottawa Gloucester Hornets Soccer Club, and I was just transitioning out of gymnastics. So I didn't know what sport to do, and my mom just said, why don't you try soccer? So tried it out, and here I am. The transition from gymnastics to soccer is pretty different. I'd say gymnastics are a lot of acrobats and stuff, and soccer it's mainly just running, but I feel like I was able to adapt pretty quickly, and yeah. What made me love soccer so much was a team aspect. With gymnastics, it was kind of more of an individual sport, so being able to play with girls who share the same passion for the sport, who are all driven and competitive, it really uplifted me and motivated me to keep working. Yeah, so I think right when I was 12, I knew right away that I wanted to continue doing the sport in university. I grew up watching a lot of university soccer growing up, like the Ottawa GGs, and I think watching those players like thrive in an environment like that, I knew I definitely wanted to do that when I was older. I mean, I have immense gratitude for where I am at this school. I feel super supported with the coaching staff, the players, our profs. I feel like it's an environment where everyone can thrive in. Yeah, I feel like I've grown so much, and I'm just really excited to come to practice every day. This season, individually, I feel like I've grown a lot. I mean, this year has been pretty different for us. We had to adapt to a lot of things. We ended up changing formation. So I think really there was a lot of adaptability going around, but I think ultimately we all grew as players, me, myself, and literally everyone else on my team. So I think it's just been a really fun and rewarding season, I would say.
Le sport en direct sur ICTout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. Des athlètes de grand talent. Des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur ICTout.tv.
Delaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest. le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine, parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Hey, you sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Elle revient toujours. Impossible de t'en débarrasser. Nicotine. Si elle entre dans ta vie, elle ne te lâche plus. Même consommée occasionnellement, la nicotine peut provoquer une dépendance.
Welcome back. Ron Joyce Stadium, a light rain still flowing down here in Hamilton, Ontario. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Ali Rowe. We're at the halftime here, the first consolation semifinal. The Capers with a 1-goal lead over the Gryphons. And we'll check in now with Gryphons' backup goalkeeper, Christina Alexander.
My name's Christina Alexander. I'm a goalkeeper on the University of Guelph Gryphons. My journey started in Timbits in Pleasance, Ontario. My family has always been a soccer family, so I started playing when I turned 8. I became a goalkeeper, and I've just been progressing since then. I love it so much. I chose to be a goalie just due to circumstance. My team ended up one season without a goalie, and I thought, you know what, I can help out my team from the back line. I'll be a wall in the back of the net. So that's why I settled on goalie, and I love it. I love being a goalie because I'm the last line of defense. I get to support my team from the back. I can see the whole field, and making a goal-stopping save is just a feeling like no other. It's just such an adrenaline rush. It's the best. Throughout my years as a Gryphon, I've learned so much. I'm surrounded by such an amazing group of girls that have taught me so much leadership and just how to keep working through adversity. Being a goalie on the Gryphons has been so amazing, and I've loved my time here. Yeah, being a fourth-year leader on the team has been definitely a newer experience. I've always been growing up as a younger one on the team, so finally getting to be a part of a goalkeeper union and being a leader and a support system to those around me has been so great. Yeah, I think it's pretty goalkeeper specific, but the biggest lesson that I've been able to pass down, especially to my other goalkeepers, is just to not give up. Every goal is savable, and every time that ball goes in, you can't be scared. You just got to throw yourself at it. And I think you'll see from how we play that we do not give up on that ball. Yeah, so growing up, my dad was my soccer coach, and my brother was kind of an inspiration. I watched him grow up playing soccer as well. So it has always been in the family. My mom played all through high school and beyond that as well. So it's always been around, and it's been, yeah, great to watch other influences throughout my soccer career.
Where exceptional student athletes are born, where records are broken, where great plays are made, where school colors ignite passion, where champions prevail, where tradition is celebrated, Ontario University Athletics.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
U-Sports on CBC, presented by U-Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Veriburn Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, et par and by BioSteel.
Back at Ron Joyce Stadium in Hamilton, Ontario, I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Ali Rowe. And yes, it's a one-goal game. There was plenty of action. It was actually the Guelph Gryphons that got things going early, just pouring on the shots and getting some on target.
Oh, and just over, you can see there's still lots of opportunities coming from both teams trying to slip it in behind, but got to adapt to the slickness of the pitch. Both teams getting many opportunities. Hannaford on Spano, but nothing too difficult. This was a great opportunity from Brown, but amazing save by Lancaster.
And so the Capers finding themselves a little bit behind as the Gryphons seem to be on the front foot, but that all changes when you score a goal. Ellie Lancaster, of course, showing off her strength as goalkeeper, leading this team.
And here's a look at the finish. Just over top of Spano, and a great finish by Asama, celebrating with the team. Great to see, and that's the goal that changed the game to 1-0. Getting many opportunities from both sides. Just can't manage to get it past our keepers today.
Yeah, and in that instance, Lancaster was basically helped out by Guelph's offense. Just kind of running through the ball, but there have been some chances, and when we say that Guelph got off to a big start, I mean, they were at about 5 or 6 shots before Cape Breton really had their second chance to test goalkeeper Sabrina Spano. And that's how it ended at the halftime with the Capers. 8 shots, 5 of them on target, 1 more than Guelph, and of course, with the most important stat of all, the 1 goal on the scoreboard. Now, can they manage that? We've seen so many tied matches throughout this tournament. In fact, only one quarterfinal did not have a tied score at some point. We've seen comebacks. We've seen all sorts of things play out. And just a note here that this match, if it does indeed need more time to be decided, I'm saying it now, Ali, so we're getting it out here at the halftime, there will be no overtime. It will go directly to penalties. And that's an important note because I'm sure the Gryphons understand, a 30-minute overtime, it's a lot of extra to be added on. And so in this instance, because it's a consolation semifinal, and only in the consolation semis here today, will that be a factor. Once we get into the medal rounds, we go back to having that overtime, 2 15-minute halves to give teams an opportunity to win it or potentially tie it again and then force penalties.
And I'm sure Guelph isn't too disappointed in that. They played 30 minutes yesterday. They're really not trying to look to go to another 30 minutes today.
Well, after the day that it was, I went back, started looking at the stats. I go, 120 minutes? Oh, yes, absolutely 120 minutes is what they ended up playing. Because it's not sudden death overtime. The Capers in their white and orange kit, shaking off any feelings of potentially being, well, likely quite damp, potentially cold. Audrey Roy jumping up and down.
Taking a look at their lineup, looks like Clark is back in that back line. Everything looks like it's okay. She's coming back from the half, and Harris has come off the field.
Yeah, Morgan Harris coming in the in added time, actually, just to shore up the numbers there. Great to see Haley Clark back in. She had the start yesterday, got part of the starting 11 in this match as well. So 45 more minutes. And for one of these two teams, this will be their final match at the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship. And I know they're not thinking about that right now, but that's certainly something weighing on these players in the sense that there are a number of graduating players, fifth years, veterans, whose fantastic careers will be coming to a close here on this rainy Friday morning. Although check that we have now crossed into the afternoon here in the Eastern time zone. Well, thank you for joining us wherever you are in the world watching today. I know we had some fans from the UK watching, their family, friends and family in some of the matches yesterday.
One thing that's cool about soccer is how it could bring people from all around the world together.
Now the Gryphons, thought they had a chance to threaten on the doorstep.
Wonder what that call was there. Maybe an offside.
The Capers, they'd love to add to their tally, but up ahead. That time the cross to Azama does not connect. Raw takes a beat, gets the shot off.
Fortunately, just a little wide, and I love those volleys. I'm waiting for one of those to go in. Capers really using Hua and Bowser's speed on the sideline to get those crosses in behind. It's worked on the last one, the first goal, so they're just going to keep trying to push that and see if they could get any more that way.
Capers still in the attacking third here. Guelph still looking for a goal scored just in play, in the sense, I mean, nothing wrong with a successful penalty, and that was delivered beautifully by Olivia Brown. That's their lone goal so far of the tournament. Great 1v1 there as Kaya Woodcock is in for the Gryphons here to start the second half.
Late foul right there.
We do have a foul and a yellow card assessed to Kaya Woodcock.
Flung Albright right off her feet, almost did a front flip.
Laura Hall not wasting any time. We have seen a number of yellow cards assessed in the tournament through the quarterfinal.
Nobody wants a yellow card, but they're honestly essential to keep control of the game, making sure nobody gets out of hand.
Woodcock did not play in the quarterfinal, so this is her first appearance at Nationals. What a way to enter the game. Sabrina Spano making a good save. And I say that I've seen it on the professional stage as well, where players making a debut within seconds get booked, and then right after that follow it up with a big goal. So
anything can happen.
Anything can happen. It's not, certainly isn't, doesn't speak to the character of the player overall. It's a foul.
Again, we'll see the second half might get a little more rowdy, a little more physical.
And it was already so physical through the first half.
Not quite as physical as our games we had yesterday, though.
Well, there's so much on the line yesterday. Teams just fighting to to earn a placement in the medal rounds. This is the consolation bracket, as I mentioned. The winner does get a chance to play one more match. They'll have their final match of the tournament tomorrow. The lone Saturday game, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Great ball played by Clark to Alabi, who's wide open, and a slip to Hannaford.
Beautiful play. Now Tara Isama, dangerous in the box. She goes down though.
Isama getting up very slowly.
Grace Hannaford, how to activate her. You know, she'd like a moment here. No shots in this match so far. Yesterday had one, and it was on target. Grace Hannaford, the leading scorer for CBU. 6 goals, 4 assists in the regular season. 2 game winners at that.
Unlucky bounce right over Mitchell's head. It's not what we're looking for.
Guelph just fighting for space here, but Cape Breton. Of course, well, we are all dialed into women's soccer in Hamilton. U Sports on CBC has all the action from the 2025 U Sports Men's Soccer Championship from Varsity Stadium in Toronto. So you can catch exclusive coverage on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, CBC Sports YouTube. There's some great recaps. So when you're dialed into the women's game, definitely go check out some of the action on the men's side as well, especially in between matches. All the drama here is certainly also playing out in Toronto on the men's side. And when I say drama, I'm talking about comebacks. I'm talking about tie games. Right now, that's exactly what the Gryphons won. You see Kaya Woodcock forcing Ellie Lancaster to pick up the ball, get going.
Lancaster just looking to waste time, and if you don't press, I know it's annoying and frustrating as a striker, but if you don't press, they're just going to stand there all game.
I'm like, hey, send the ball. Madeline Hatfield. Right now, it's Olivia Brown for the Capers, by the way, that's leading when it comes to shots and shots on target. She has 3. Oh, I said for the Capers, I meant for the Guelph Gryphons. On the Capers side, it's Audrey Roy. She has 2 on target. She's watching on here. Guelph comes in. Beautiful delivery. In the box. Trying to get a step on it. The Gryphons dangerously in close to Lancaster. Oh my.
Capers really got to work to get that ball out on the outside and not the middle. It's a great header from DeCipio, but she's heading that ball back into danger, which is bringing the Gryphons closer to goal.
Cape Breton coming into the second half with that 1-goal lead. And it was McKenna Bowser with the assist to Tara Isama.
Capers really going to have to work to take that lead, to keep that lead by that, because there's only one other team who has kept the lead, and that's Montreal from last night.
Really impressive stuff. To be able to manage it too. They are the AUS champions. They are the higher seed here. Although we did see 2 upsets when it comes to seeding. Of course, Cape Breton, the first to fall to a lower seed. It was just the 5th seed, though, the closest seeded quarterfinal. crowd likes what they see, and there's a good crowd here. It appears that there might be some sunshine trying to peek through the clouds right now.
Sunshine, and yet the stadium lights are on.
Well, they needed a little bit extra. It was quite dark. The cloud coverage quite heavy here in Hamilton. That was yesterday for us too. We really felt it was almost like being in nighttime play throughout the entire day. But we have a corner here for the Gryphons. Up, a header, it rolls, and Lancaster is locked in.
Great save from Lancaster. It managed to go over everybody's head. And again, with those runs in behind, nobody sees them coming, and they just managed to sneak in and get on that ball.
That was Guelph's 4th corner of the match. Cape Breton has had 2. Good boot by Lancaster.
A little bit of pinball happening down there with the heads.
Well, we know that the Capers love to head the ball. CBC is your home for the Vanier Cup playoffs as well. You can catch the 2025 UTEC and Mitchell Bowls next Saturday beginning noon Eastern, and the 60th Vanier Cup Championship game from Mosaic Stadium in Regina, 2 p.m. Eastern, November 22nd. You can always get complete coverage of the Vanier Cup, CBC TV, CBC Gem, and CBCSports.ca. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. And for the Capers and the Guelph Gryphons right now, they're battling for a chance to keep playing, to finish in the highest standings they can in the consolation bracket. Nice ball by Tara Isama. As she looks to clear, but in come the Gryphons.
Great communication from the keeper, Ellie Lancaster, to call Hatfield off that ball, just so she could waste a little more time.
Just take a little bit more time. See, Aislinn Isibara is in as well for the Gryphons, but here to the side of the net, Lancaster wasn't concerned at all.
Bell's making all the right runs down that side, but the further you run into that corner or towards that line, the worse the angle gets for that shot.
And Elise Bell has certainly been very noticeable in this match. No shots registered, or rather no shots on target. It is something to note that, of course, Guelph played an extra 30 minutes in a very highly emotional match. Kaya Woodcock trying to battle for it. Brings it back into the Capers half. Seeing a bit of a shift here. Guelph, of course, the opening part of the first half did spend a little bit of time, actually a decent amount of time in the attacking third for them. Now they're trying to get back to that, create some chances here. I feel like Ellie Lancaster just gets fueled the more she works.
And probably stays warm the more she works.
Yes, exactly, as we saw earlier, she had to go get warmed up a bit. As we get ready here for a set piece.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Jasmine Burke delivered that corner. The Gryphons trying to keep it back, keep getting those chances, but this could be a big one here for Grace Hannaford. running well up the side. Oh, and she passes it off. She's hoping to find Tara Isama.
Great move from Hannaford, pulling the ball back. Bell kind of lost it for a minute, was looking at her feet, trying to find it. But Hannaford needs to be more selfish there. She had just her and the goalie on that one instead of playing it across where the defender was already set. Kind of not fully aware of where Isama was, but still had her blocked off.
We see McKenna Bowser.
Liberty U coming onto the pitch.
And what a season it has been for Liberty U, a player who was unable to play during the regular season due to an injury and then came in for 10 minutes in the quarterfinal against Laval. She's likely to have a few more than that here today from Lower Sackville, Nova Scotia.
I think our first ball has been lost to the parking lot.
Oh my, it's taken a little longer today. Likely because of the weather, and you mentioned that the ball is not quite going to do the things that it normally does. Yesterday it felt like the first match. We had at least 4 kind of pop off over there. Light rain here at Ron Joyce Stadium, 7 degrees Celsius. The high today, it's expected to reach about 12 degrees. We'll see if we get there. This is warmer temperature-wise than it was yesterday. Or by the evening, it dipped to near freezing at just 2 degrees.
But does it really mean it? Because it says 12, but what does it really feel like?
What does it really feel like? Well, they don't say that on the official stats here. There's no wind chill factor at the moment. The top 2 teams in Canadian football descend on Mosaic Stadium in Regina. And that's happening for the 60th Vanier Cup, Saturday, November 22nd. Get your tickets for the party on the prairies by visiting usportstickets.ca. I'm a big fan of Canadian football. And the Vanier Cup's always a special treat. Of course, teams still have to decide, still have to play to earn their way to get there. And so there will be playoffs next week before that.
Football is an interesting treat. They get a trophy, a cup, hats, everything for every game they play going up to that cup. I want soccer to be like that.
They also don't get to play as often as soccer, and so I think sometimes it's one of those things of, do you only want to play potentially 8 times in a season? There's a lot to it. And then here we have a tournament where you can play 3 matches. Isn't that exciting?
In just 3 days.
In just 3 days. It's so impressive to me. I mean, soccer is just such a beautiful sport, and my goodness, no. Ellie Lancaster's like, what are you reacting to? Chasing that out there.
Shot just wide, but still impressive that she managed to get that shot off. She just picked that off the foot of the Capers player and managed to get that shot off with the left. There's that physicality coming in on the far side.
Guelph trying to rally an effort here. Looking for the equalizer. Aislinn Esebra is along the 18. Waiting for her chance to get in on it. A 5th year from Essex, Ontario. Didn't play in the quarterfinal, getting a chance here today. Haley Clark puts it up. Now chasing it to the near side of the field in front of the grandstand, getting the crowd back in it.
Hamilton was trying to let that trickle out, but I don't even think it was going to make it out that sideline anytime soon. It was moving way too slow, and she had to step in front to prevent Bowser from getting that ball.
A 1-goal lead. Start in the first half. for the Capers. I mentioned, Ali Rowe, that it's a fairly evenly matched game. It certainly is. The Capers with 11 shots to Guelph's 9. 7 of those for Cape Breton on target, 5 for the Gryphons.
It's very back and forth too. The Gryphons will get to go up the field, make it up the field, get a shot on net, and the Capers are right back doing the same, and it's a lot of back and forth.
Alibi. Nice little slip to Wah. That 1v1, Katie Kimmins puts her hands up. Katie Kimmins, a 4th year from Maple, Ontario. She had 2 goals in the regular season. They were scored on both her only 2 season shots on target.
Wonder if we're going to see a long throw from here. It's been a very popular play this weekend.
Good placement here as the Capers were inside the box.
Great work from Guelph to win that back and keep control and possession of the ball.
Looking over her shoulder now, Caden Smith. She comes in for her first time at Nationals as well. Foul and a yellow card.
Again, this ref isn't having any of it. She's keeping control of this game. Nothing's going to get out of hand on her watch.
That's referee Laura Hall. Also part of the officials today, Natalie Berry, Elena Irampor, and the 4th official, Laura McNicholas. The second yellow card of the match. We're in the 67th minute.
That was a close one. The defense really struggling for the Capers to clear that ball out quickly. And when all the Gryphons are crashing the net, it's getting very crowded back there.
Liberty Uke getting some touches for the Capers. And that sun is absolutely coming out now. The rain has subsided. Almost feels like a different day. We know Guelph wants to get on the scoreboard. Now Woodcock. Bring it over to Drager.
Sure, all the players are enjoying that sun coming out. Little warmth, maybe dry them off a little bit.
For the other teams playing today, I'm sure they're all hoping it'll just stay dry for the rest of the day. Field, of course, will still feel it. Oh my. That was a very difficult tackle.
Some great moves from Bell and footwork to get in there, though. Gonna get a second look at that footwork from Bell. Just goes in, big tackle and collision between her and Alibi.
Right now the Capers working in their own half. Is 1 goal going to be enough? We saw 2 matches in the quarterfinals, won by a goal, but both those matches were tied at one point. So 2 goals were needed by the winning side, and there will be winners determined, the consolation bracket included. If this game is to somehow be a draw through 90 minutes, they'll go to penalties. Talia Hamilton. Gryphons very familiar with this field. They play here in the OUA. They were looking forward to experiencing the national stage closer to home and having the support of friends and family. But in they come, still looking for a goal here. Can they tie it? Oh my! One of their best efforts of the match so far, and they're still here in the attacking third. Can they rally another effort?
great opportunity. A great block behind Lancaster was DeCipio, because it looked like it went through Lancaster's legs, and DeCipio in behind blocked that out. If you take a look here at this replay, it does, blocked by Lancaster, goes through the legs of Clark. Guelph really putting the Capers on their heels now, putting lots of pressure. You could see they have 3 strikers up top as options to try and slip in behind, get them the ball.
We have a substitution for the Capers as Liberty Uke is subbed off and Julie Sampson comes in. Again, for one of these two teams, this is the final match of Nationals, and it'll be special to see how many players get a chance to record some minutes here on the stage. Oh my, Esabra! She was having her chances earlier. That's her best one so far, and Lancaster gets there first.
Trying to slip her in on the inside post. That near post is dangerous, and we saw it yesterday. Somebody poking it in that near post. They're trying to do it today. But Elise Bell proving to be very effective, getting that ball in the box, attacking the back line.
Can they do something here with this corner? Oh, it's punched up. It's still high into the air, but headed away from the goal. Haley Ward for the Gryphons as well. Out there, number 19. She was able to really get that up there from distance.
Going for a long shot. I don't think those long shots will work on any of the goalies we have lined up for this weekend.
Not right now, although Guelph doing what it can to get back into at least putting a volume of shots on target. They're now tied for shots on goal with Cape Breton, 7 apiece. Still looking to tie the score, though.
Very risky pass there from Bowser. I think she was looking to go on the other side of that number 15, Aislinn Esabra.
A player who came off the bench here in the second half and just had one of the best one-on-one moments there with Lancaster. The Gryphons are trying to score in different ways. We've seen them put shots up from distance, try to get in close that time. And they've had the set pieces, 6 corners to 2 in this match. Ward. Very little wind right now. Rizakos. Some great possessive play here. It's up, and the Gryphons just trying to keep that pressure building. Ward in control. Into the middle of the field, a nice slip once more. Katie Kimmins providing some solid body position pressure, and Rizakos takes it all the way past the end line.
Wins herself a corner on that one.
She wants this. She wants another opportunity to play here with this team. 4th year of eligibility, hails from Toronto, Ontario. She's in her 6th year academically. This matters so much, this moment. Olivia Brown. Now Rizakos. She comes in. Hoping to stay in the box. That pass. The Capers with a good clear.
Great ball in the box. And you could see Audrey Roy trying to dodge that ball. She was kind of running back towards the net and could have potentially scored an own goal if she had touched it.
Olivia Rizakos, the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Player of the Year. And potentially what is her last match of the season. Lancaster. In the 76th minute, still holding on to a 1-goal lead.
This last 15 minutes is honestly going to come down to who wants it more. It won't come down to talent or abilities. It will be who wants it more and who's going to put it all out on the field.
And we're kind of sensing that energy shift because Guelph has been pressing. Guelph has been on it and staying very active in the Capers half.
Guelph has definitely brought it into that extra gear, and if Capers want to stay in the game, they have to adjust. They have to bring up the intensity to meet where Guelph is at right now.
Bell from the outside. Who does she have to play to? Cassidy Anderson. Another player off the bench here in the second half. Anderson played 110 minutes in yesterday's game as a starter. Of course, it was 120 minutes if you were in it from start to finish.
A lot of late game subs happening now. Shane Campbell looking to get some fresh legs in, probably have a lot of people attacking the net, see if they could slip in a goal, tie up this game.
Elise Bell with a throw in here. Can the Gryphons find a way past Lancaster? Nice touch. By McKenna Bowser for the Capers. Now Julie Sampson. Subbed in here in the second half.
Roy sending up the field to not really sure who. Nobody's there. Everybody's back behind the half.
Sabrina Spano trying to stay active as well in her goal area. Been quiet for her here in the second half. Gryphons still chasing an equalizer. Olivia Rizakos. Can she be the difference? Drops it off for Olivia Brown. Haley Ward, always fun to watch. 4th year out of London, Ontario. 1 goal, 1 assist on the season.
Capers sitting very defensively right now, and Guelph is using that to their advantage. They're taking it to them.
It has been a very dramatic change in that way in this match.
Great ball by DeCipio.
And yet the Capers also know how to pounce. But you're right, they're staying back. They're honed in, protecting this 1 goal lead right now. Seagulls circling overhead the grandstand here in Hamilton.
Seagulls can't get enough of this soccer action.
This is the first of 4 matches on the schedule today. Of course, the last 2 will be the semifinals for the medal placement. Who will go for gold? Who will play for bronze? Right now, this is the consolation semifinal, 1 of 2. And the winner will move on to play one final match here at the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship. Guelph can hold on in the box. Solid defense, Raw sends it to the far touchline.
Guelph has some nice movement, some ball movement outside the top of the box to get that shot off. Just haven't been lucky enough to get a proper one. Capers really have to work on getting that ball cleared out a little further than the 25-yard line.
Oh my, that just goes over top. I do believe he's trying to find Aislinn Essebra, who had the last really dangerous shot on target for the Gryphons. It's not for a lack of putting in the opportunities, looking at the numbers. Back in the midfield, I'm sure the Capers are pleased to staying far from their net right now. So talk about that shift, Allie, when you're in a game like this and time is now going to not be on your side. If somehow the Gryphons manage to tie this game, there is no overtime. You're going straight to penalties.
Straight to penalties, which some actually might like more than the overtime. Especially you're coming into a tournament like this, you're practicing those penalty kicks coming in. You're setting your goalie up, having them practice as well, trying to test them every which way to line up your shooters so you know going in who you want lined up. Because in soccer, you actually have to have all your shooters on the pitch before the game is finished if you want them taking a penalty shot.
So you know that's what awaits you. And so this defensive shift, though, do you feel like that's a smart play here for the Capers? I know it's also just a really great rally here by the Gryphons, a team that is the OUA finalist, and Olivia Brown. She puts it on Lancaster. Oh, wow, and that's cleared out there just in the nick of time, it feels. But Brown was setting up an opportunity there for a teammate to come in, get a rebound.
It's honestly an interesting shift they're doing. It's smart and tactical because you want to be on defense. You don't want them to put in another goal. But again, they've been on defense this entire half with a full press from the Guelph Gryphons. Like here, great left foot from Olivia Brown. Great save, and like we've been saying, the ball's slippery. It's hard for the goalies to get a proper grip on that.
And now a corner delivered by Burke. A number of Gryphons go down. And in on the chase is Grace Hannaford. Look at that stride. Of course, Ward is going to get there first just by merit of how far down the field she was.
Scipio winning the ball back there.
And now, a rare shot toward the net here in the second half for the Capers does go high.
Goes for a shot, probably not the best or most ideal angle or shot. Probably would have been better for her to try and slip that into her 2 runners, Hannaford and who else is on the top with Sampson.
Sampson, who has not played as many minutes in this match. Some fresher legs, but they'll stay with the defensive play. We're in the 84th minute here. If the score is to say, it'll just be only the second clean sheet of the tournament. And also, definitely not the type of performance that the Gryphons wanted to put forward on the national stage, where they have 1 goal scored, and that one came on a penalty kick. It was a beautiful moment, though, for Olivia Brown.
Looks like we're getting another corner kick on this side for the Capers.
Crowd definitely on the side of Cape Breton here in Hamilton. Can hear them give a big cheer. picking up here as we see some of the flags billowing in the wind. Getting set up here, just taking a moment from the corner. Madeline Hatfield. Just the third corner of the match for Cape Breton. Up across the face of the goal. Back to Hatfield.
They're going to try and waste as much time as they can in that corner and see if they could win anything.
A very smart play here. We're in the 86th minute. Right now, the lone goal. It happened in the 29th minute, courtesy of Tara Izama, who is a backup goalkeeper, but also a striker, and Lancaster will just come right back out. She has put on a great show. Once again, a big performance for the third year from Fall River, Nova Scotia.
Hear the fans out there counting.
Only have 8 seconds to release that ball once it's in that position to be released by the goalkeeper. And that is an official rule that really took effect in May of 2025. Worldwide, I should say. Fans of the Northern Super League are well acquainted with it too.
It's a good rule. You really don't want to slow down the game too much, and if the keeper's just taking forever to send the ball out, hold on to it, it really changes the pace of the game a lot.
Oh, and sometimes it was egregious, right? Going on almost 20 seconds of sort of milling about.
Just standing there, you don't want to ever be caught just standing and waiting, really.
Well, and that was the fascinating thing. When they determined these rules, they take a sampling of games where they test it out, and they found that for the most part, it was just really egregiously long moments. It wasn't so much that players were kind of hovering around a 10-second mark. It was either going to be around 8 seconds they were going to release the ball, or it was going to be very long. And so that's why that rule was officially put in place. Time on the side of the Capers right now, the team with the lead. However, Guelph has had so many what felt like good possessive moments. I'm going to put this to you. I know there's still time on the clock, Ali Rowe, but given that this could very well be Guelph's final match of this tournament, how would you assess overall this Nationals appearance for this team?
For their first national appearance in quite some time, they put on a good show. They performed against UBC. It was almost an upset. They had UBC on their toes. They had to go to overtime. So overall from them, if this is their last game, if I were them, I would be happy with the way I performed and what I did.
They were just a goal away from winning the OUA championship, ultimately falling 1-0 to Toronto Varsity Blues, although the Toronto Varsity Blues are also here on the national stage in the consolation bracket. They will be playing in the very next match against a very well-known rival, McMaster University. It's an OUA battle there, the second consolation semifinal. Guelph won bronze at this very tournament all the way back in 1999. They were last year in 2017. And while this overall performance when it comes down to wins and losses may not have gone their way, it has been a tremendous second half effort here, and it's not over yet. There will be some added time to the second half, but we are in the 90th minute now.
Can't imagine there'd be too much additional time in this half. Hasn't been too many stops.
We've been searching for the equalizer. For nearly 60 minutes.
Well, just all over the Capers, putting all sorts of pressure on them everywhere in the field. Capers struggling to get out of their end.
Now Audrey Roy again gets to hold the title of opening the very first goal, scoring rather, the very first goal of this tournament. They're a team, their head coach Ness Timmons did talk about wanting to see more goals, something that his team has, struggle might be a bit of a strong word, but has had challenges with throughout the season. And I'm sure after this match, if they're able to battle through, and as they likely might, to play tomorrow, I know they're going to want to finish their season. They know it's a definitive final match then. They'd love to finish even stronger. We are now into added time. The score clock on your screen is just a few seconds ahead.
I think we're looking at a minimum of 3 minutes I may have saw on the fourth officials board.
Haley Ward. Well done by the Capers. Send it back into Guelph territory. Despite what felt like very tilted possession through the second half, Guelph just with one more shot overall and 2 more shots on target than Cape Breton throughout this match. And they find a way now. Olivia Brown is there. They're asking for a foul. There's a whistle.
Just outside the box. That was a lucky break for Cape Breton, because if that was inside the box, that could have been a big game changer. A little more difficult to bang in a goal from back here, but anything could happen.
Anything can happen, and this is a team that's been wanting it ever since coming out of that locker room here in the second half, knowing this could be their very last chance to all play together. Just a light wind right now. And it's in a favorable direction for the Gryphons. At their back. Looking for a nice bend. Or to get it along the ground, Olivia Brown. Leah DeCepio can't say enough about her effort there. Keep the ball away. Time.
Spano coming right out of her net.
Yes, Sabrina Spano doing what she can, battling here for the Gryphons. That's what you want. Don't want to send your team all the way back down the field. Another throw in. Can she find better placement? It's off a Capers header. And so the AUS champions will have one more match. The consolation final awaits them tomorrow as a bittersweet farewell for the Guelph Gryphons, a team that truly put on a show here in the second half, trying to do all they can. They just could not get the best of Ellie Lancaster, who records a clean sheet on what is a very standout effort here. Faced 9 shots on target, made all those saves. Just got to feel good about this.
Could only feel good about that performance. They came back. They didn't take that loss yesterday.
And it's our first half lead that has stayed the course. 1-0 for the Capers over Guelph. We'll be right back.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Hey, you sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back to Ron Joyce Stadium as we get set for the players of the game. From Guelph, number 12, Elise Bell. We noticed her so many times. She was driving so much of their effort, especially in the second half, to get on the same page to potentially get that equalizer. 3 shots, 2 on target, only bested by Olivia Brown, who had 5 shots with 3 on goal this game. And Ellie Lancaster getting her flowers for a tremendous effort. A 9-save clean sheet performance here for that 1-0 victory. And as mentioned, it will allow her team to play one final match together to chase 5th place in the consolation final that will go tomorrow, Saturday, November 8th, 5 p.m. Eastern. And they'll take on the winner of the next match, the Toronto Varsity Blues, the number 3 seed OUA champions, taking on the number 7 OUA host McMaster Marauders, teams that are very familiar. So Allie Rowe, I'm actually looking forward to how close a match this is going to be. They're familiar, they know each other so well, and of course they want to play again for another game. So for the Guelph Gryphons, kudos to an amazing season, a team that was 8-1-3 through the regular season. They were the OUA finalists through a 2-1 effort in the postseason. And this is a wrap on their campaign. We'll have another chance to relive some of what happened in this match. And it was a back and forth, especially early on, Allie.
A lot of opportunities from both teams here. It was great to see Guelph was pouncing on them that second half. They really wanted that equalizer. It just didn't happen for them. Cape Breton goalie Ellie Lancaster was holding down the fort back there, making sure nobody could poke any goals in. But just to look at all the chances, great opportunities. Great move there from Grace Hannaford. And just unlucky break. Trying to look for Tara Isama's second goal there. So many great opportunities from both sides. It was a well-fought game from both sides. Just unfortunate for Guelph Gryphons, who couldn't come out with that second goal, that equalizer.
And we know that when you're in the consolation bracket that could happen. You could be one of the 2 teams out of the 8 who only get to have 2 matches. They are done at this year's tournament, but there's still so much more ahead. We have another consolation semifinal just on the other side of this. Toronto Varsity Blues taking on the hosts, McMaster Marauders. I'm sure there'll be some spiciness in the stands as there was last night. It's a beautiful Friday in Hamilton. The rain has cleared out. The sun slowly trying to peek out. We'll be right back with more. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
U-Sports on CBC, presented by U-Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Veriburn Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, a par and by BioSteel.
We don't have the visuals, we don't have the information, I don't know what you want.
Surely
And I'm honestly angry about it because it's just like, it doesn't have to be this hard, people.
We obviously just don't